Hey everybody, what's going on? Porter from Roll for New GM. For my first video, I just kind of wanted to go over a couple of rules that I remember that I had to keep, kind of going back and looking up a couple of times. Now, if you're a seasoned veteran, these rules are probably second nature to you. But as somebody who was just getting into D&D and somebody who had to keep looking into the rule book, these were just some things that I found kind of annoying how much I had to keep looking them up for my party. So I'm going to talk about 5 quick rules just to get out there, make it easy, put it in simple terms for any new dungeon masters out there. Number 1 is a hit versus AC. I know this probably sounds really obvious, but I can't count the times that I had to go back and look this up. So if an enemy has an armor class of 13 and one of your players rolls a 13, we came into this interesting conversation where if it's a tie, does the defense get it? Does it go to the victor? So the only thing is if it's 13 and they roll a 13, that's a hit. It doesn't have to be higher. It doesn't have to be a 14. It just has to equal that number. So if an enemy has an armor class of 15 and your player rolls a 15, it's a hit. Simple, easy peasy. I know we really confused ourselves with, ties and it goes to the defender, but it doesn't. And it's if they roll it, they hit. Easy. All right, number 2 is the concentration saving throws. This is something that I had to keep looking up over and over again. Is it a wisdom saving throw? Is it a so it's a constitution saving throw. So if you're a paladin and you cast bless on your party for that extra modifier and you take damage, you have to maintain that concentration for as long as it lasts. So if you get hit, you roll a constitution saving roll. And as long as it's higher than 10 or half the amount of damage you've taken. So when you're just starting out, chances are that players aren't going to be taking out 22 damage at a time. So if your paladin gets hit and they're trying to maintain their concentration on bless, their concentration saving throw is constitution, and they have to roll higher, 10 or higher. When they start taking more damage as you guys level up, if you guys take 22 damage, then it would be 11 because it would be half the damage taken if it's greater than 10. So constitution saving throw, 10 or higher, half the damage taken if it's greater. Number 3 is dual wield. So when I first started playing D&D, this is something I immediately wanted to get into. I just thought it sounded awesome. I just wanted to go through and dual wield the hell out of everything. So what's the question? The question is your offhand. So do you get the modifier for your left hand? And no is the quick answer. So when you're dual wielding, you're a little rogue, you have 2 daggers or 2 short swords or something. If you go up and you hit, you get your modifier. So if it's a 1d6 and you have 16 dexterity, you get +3. So it'd be a 1d6 +3. When you went with your offhand, you would just roll a 1d20 and that's it. You want to get your modifiers, you want to get anything like that. So modifier, no modifier. I don't know why it was so hard for us to get that the first time, but no modifier on your offhand. Number 4, what happens when you get knocked prone? This was a big one for me too. I had to keep looking back. I don't know why. Looking back at these now, they seem so obvious. So once you get going, once you start playing and everything, these become kind of second nature. But when a player gets knocked prone, their next turn, it doesn't take an action. It's not a bonus action. All it is half their movement speed. So if you have a character with 30 feet for the movement speed, you would take 15 feet, half of it, to get back up from your prone position, and then you can move. And also while you're prone, creatures can get advantage on you. But yeah, it's just half your movement speed. It's real simple. Number 5 is has to do with your ability scores. So my first character, I kind of messed up with this because I didn't really understand the ability scores and how they were factored into modifiers. So if you have a paladin, let's say, and he relies on a lot of strength for his damage, you want to make sure that you get that strength to a 14, a 16. You want to keep it an even number. So if you have, a race that adds a +1 to strength, if you put your points in, you get to 15, you get the 1 from your race. So now you're at an even 16. That means you'll get a +3 modifier for your strength. So this goes for all of them. This is something that I didn't know at the beginning. So you want to get those ability modifiers even, because if they're sitting at 15, you're not going to get that extra modifier point. It's just going to kind of sit there dormant until you get a feat or you get another ability score point on a level or something. So yeah, just make sure you try your best to get the ability scores to an even number. All right, so those are 5 kind of quick and easy tips that I think will help out a lot of new GMs. I know if I had a quick video like this to kind of lay these out, it would have been a lifesaver. So I know some veterans will think this is, obvious, silly stuff, but if you're a new GM, it's nice to have these things kind of laid out real quick for you to learn and use. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope these 5 quick tips kind of help you in your new path as a GM, and I will see you guys later.